Welcome to a quiet corner where the forbidden beckons. Tonight, we're not just telling ghost stories, we're examining objects that have absorbed so much misery, they've become vessels of despair. These are cursed objects, trinkets, jewels, art, and furniture that promise not joy but ruin. They slip into homes as antiques, only to unleash misfortune on the unsuspecting. They're a physical haunting, a silent threat on your mantelpiece.
Souvenirs with a body count, my personal favorite. Do try to keep up.
Our first exhibit is The Anguished Man, a painting shrouded in chilling legend. It's said the artist mixed his own blood into the oil paints, pouring his torment onto the canvas in the days before his tragic suicide. The result is a work that feels less like a painting and more like a living wound, forever echoing the agony of its creator. The agony poured into its strokes is said to linger, haunting all who possess it. The painting's disturbing energy is so intense that it's been locked away for decades, hidden from the world like a dangerous secret. Sean Robinson inherited the painting from his grandmother, who kept it locked away for decades, warning of shadowy figures and the sound of weeping. She claimed the painting brought nothing but sorrow and fear and begged Sean never to display it. Ignoring her warnings, Sean brought it home, and the haunting began. Almost immediately, the atmosphere in his house changed, as if the painting had awakened something dark and restless. His family saw dark figures, heard sobbing at night, and felt cold mists in the room. The air grew heavy, and a sense of dread settled over their lives, making even the simplest moments feel uneasy. Doors slammed, objects moved, and Sean's wife felt invisible hands touch her as she slept. The family's nights became a series of unexplained terrors, each more unsettling than the last. Their son was pushed down the stairs by an unseen force. The painting's presence seemed to grow stronger, feeding on their fear and confusion. Desperate for answers, Sean set up cameras, capturing orbs, slamming doors, and smoke like wisps rising from the canvas. The footage only deepened the mystery as the painting appeared to be the source of the disturbances. The painting now sits locked in his basement. He refuses to sell it, fearing what it might do in the wrong hands. Even hidden away, its presence is felt, a silent threat lurking beneath the floorboards. Occasionally, he allows paranormal investigators to experience its oppressive aura. Many leave shaken, convinced that the painting is more than just pigment and canvas. Visitors report overwhelming dread and sadness, some claiming the painted face shifts before their eyes. Others say they hear faint whispers or feel a cold breath on their neck as they stand near it. The canvas seems to absorb light, its colors writhing under inspection, a wound on the wall that refuses to heal. Some say the painting almost seems to pulse, as if it's alive and watching. The artist's pain is immortalized, a perpetual scream echoing through time. The Anguished Man is not just a painting, it's a lingering curse, a reminder that some art is born from suffering too deep to ever fade.
A valuable lesson in interior design. Sometimes, a statement piece is best left in the basement, especially if it comes with a side of supernatural torment. If the artist killed himself after painting it, maybe don't hang it above the sofa. There are better ways to add drama to your living room. Just a thought.
In North Yorkshire, England, a simple oak chair sits in a pub, known as the Busby Stoop, or the Chair of Death. Its story begins in 1702 with Thomas Busby, a violent man who murdered his father-in-law and was sentenced to hang. Before his execution, Busby cursed his favorite chair. "May sudden death come to anyone who dares sit in my chair." For centuries, those who sat in the chair met untimely, often violent ends, airmen, pilots, even a cleaning lady. The pattern was undeniable. The chair became a local legend and a dare for the foolish. After another fatality, the pub owner donated it to the Thirsk Museum. The museum, fearing further tragedy, suspended the chair from the ceiling, out of reach but not out of mind. Visitors now gaze up at the infamous seat, a chilling reminder of a dying man's final, hateful words.
Solves the problem of unexpected guests and not enough seating. Problem solved. Permanently.
Some curses cling to objects of immense beauty, like the Hope Diamond, a 45-carat blue gem with a legacy of ruin. Its mesmerizing color and size have drawn the eyes of kings, collectors, and thieves for centuries. But behind its dazzling surface lies a trail of misfortune and sorrow that has haunted every hand it passed through. Legend says it was stolen from a sacred statue in India, dooming all who possessed it. The act of theft, some believe, unleashed a powerful curse, one that would echo through generations and continents, leaving a wake of tragedy in its path. Its first known owner, the French merchant Jean-Baptiste Tavernier, met a grisly end, dying in poverty, allegedly torn apart by wild dogs. Whether fact or legend, his fate set the tone for the diamond's dark reputation. The diamond passed to French royalty, Louis XIV, who died of gangrene, and his heirs, who perished young. Most famously, Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette wore the gem, only to lose their heads to the guillotine during the French Revolution. The Hope Diamond became a silent witness to the fall of a dynasty. After being stolen during the chaos of the Revolution, the diamond resurfaced in London, cut and recut to disguise its identity. It eventually found its way into the hands of Henry Philip Hope, whose name it now bears. The Hope family's fortune crumbled, and each subsequent owner suffered disaster, car crashes, revolts, madness, and death. The diamond seemed to bring ruin to all who dared to claim it, as if it carried a shadow that could not be shaken. Evelyn Walsh McLean, an American socialite, wore the diamond despite warnings. She flaunted it at lavish parties, believing she could break the curse, but the gem's dark legacy would not be denied. Her family was devastated by tragedy. Her young son died in a car accident, her husband left her and died in an asylum, her daughter overdosed, and her fortune vanished. The Hope Diamond's curse seemed relentless, sparing no one in its orbit. After her death, famed jeweler Harry Winston acquired the diamond and, in a twist of fate, donated it to the Smithsonian in 1958, mailing it in a plain brown box. The world watched, wondering if the curse would finally be broken. Some say public ownership broke the curse. Others believe it merely sleeps, waiting for its next victim. Today, millions gaze at the Hope Diamond, unaware of the sorrow and bloodshed woven into its glittering facets. The diamond glows red under UV light, as if revealing its bloody history, a warning to those who dare covet its beauty.
Bling with a sting. The Hope Diamond is more than a jewel. It's a legend, a cautionary tale about the price of desire.
Our next object is the infamous Dybbuk box, a small, unassuming wine cabinet that, according to legend, contains a malicious spirit from Jewish folklore. The word Dybbuk refers to a restless, often malevolent spirit said to possess the living, and this box is believed to be its prison. The modern legend of the Dybbuk box began in 2001, when Kevin Manis, a writer and antiques dealer, purchased it at an estate sale. The box had belonged to a Holocaust survivor's family, who gravely warned Manis that it should never, under any circumstances, be opened. Ignoring the warning, Manis opened the box and found a collection of odd trinkets, locks of hair, a candlestick, a dried rosebud, and more. But soon after, he and those around him began to experience a series of disturbing events, relentless nightmares, sightings of shadowy figures lurking in the corners, and sudden unexplained illnesses. The most chilling incident occurred when Manus gave the box to his mother as a gift. She suffered a sudden stroke that very day, and when she regained the ability to communicate, she could only spell out two haunting words: hate gift. No matter how hard Manus tried to rid himself of the box, giving it away, selling it, even leaving it on strangers' doorsteps, it always found its way back to him, as if it was determined to stay in his life. Desperate, Manus finally listed the Dybbuk box on eBay, where it was quickly purchased by another brave soul, but the curse seemed to follow the box. Each new owner reported terrifying nightmares, the scent of jasmine and cat urine, and a string of misfortunes that defied explanation. Eventually, the box came into the possession of Jason Haxton, a museum curator. Haxton suffered from mysterious health problems, including welts and coughing fits, and was plagued by terrifying visions. After consulting with rabbis and spiritual experts, he decided to seal the Dybbuk box in a gold-lined case, hoping to contain whatever force resided within. Today, the Dybbuk box sits in Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum in Las Vegas, encased in glass and surrounded by an air of dread. Visitors and staff alike report feeling uneasy in its presence, and the box continues to inspire both fear and fascination among those who dare to learn its story.
I must admit, I'm curious. There's something about the unknown that draws us in, even when we know it might be dangerous. Is the wine inside a good vintage? It would have to be, to make all the spectral torment worthwhile. Or perhaps it's not the wine that's intoxicating, but the mystery itself.
Our final piece is The Crying Boy, a mass-produced painting that became infamous in 1980s Britain. The legend began when firefighters noticed that after house fires, the Crying Boy print was often the only thing left unscathed. Stories poured in. Homes reduced to ash, but the painting survived untouched. The supposed curse was linked to a tragic backstory, a boy orphaned by fire, followed by misfortune wherever he went. In reality, the prints were coated with fire-resistant varnish. But the legend grew. Public panic led to mass bonfires of the paintings, organized by tabloids. Even today, the Crying Boy is seen as a harbinger of bad luck, popping up in charity shops with warnings attached. Whether supernatural or not, the painting became a scapegoat for misfortune, a symbol of collective anxiety.
The real tragedy is the questionable taste in art. If your house burns down, maybe it's a chance to redecorate. On the bright side, at least you can't say we didn't warn you.
The night grows late, and our time together ends. We've seen objects steeped in sorrow and death, reminders that some things are best left untouched. Next time you're drawn to a mysterious antique, ask yourself if you want to be part of its story. Once you invite such an item in, its curse becomes your own.